Okay, so next we're going to do is we are going to find the surface area of this cylinder. Okay, so remember, surface area, remember, is going to be the net, right? So looking at the pieces, which piece do you have? Give me the first piece if you were to unroll everything out. Yeah, you have two circles, right? So area of a circle, but then you have to times it by 2, right? And then also like this thing right here, if you were to roll that out, it will look something like this, right? Right? This is the area of a rectangle, right? So, but there's only one of them, correct? What's the formula for area of a triangle or circle?
Pi r squared.
Radius. What is your radius here?
My radius would be 6.
Hold on. Which one is it?
3.
6 is the diameter, right? So then that gives me 9 pi, but don't forget the 2. And if you multiply it by this, what do you get?
18.
Okay, 18 what? Okay. Plus, you got to plus the area of this rectangle, correct?
Yep.
What's the area of a rectangle?
So area base times.
What is it?
Area base times height.
Okay, base times height or length times width. Either one works, okay? They're the same thing. That's your height. What's your height?
My height is 8 meters.
But then here is where it gets a little bit complicated. That's your base. Do you see that? Do you see how this right here, from here to here, is also this part right here of the circle? So for your base and length, that's going to be the circumference of the circle. Do you see that? Which is, what's the formula? Do you remember?
1/2.
Nope. How do you find the circumference of a circle? Pi times diameter. Pi times diameter, right? So what's your diameter? 6 pi. This right here is going to be your base, correct? Okay, 6 pi times, remember, area of a rectangle is base times height. That is 6 pi. What's your height?
My height is 8.
So what's 6 times 8? Pi, 18 pi, add it together, what do you get?
66.
66 pi, surface area, and then this is going to be, what is it, meters? Squared. Okay, so for this question right here, there are several formulas. I'll remember you do the formula again with you, but anyways, but that's how you will find it for this one, right? So the formulas you need to know for this one, make sure you copy it down. You have this down. Volume, actually, let's try a different. Hold on, let me see if I can change this. Okay, so let's do the formula, okay? Formula for a cylinder, you ready?
Yeah.
Formula for a cylinder is you're gonna have to have volume is area of the base times what? Height of what? Prism, right? Surface area of a cylinder is going to be area of a circle, which is pi r squared times 2, because there's 2 of them, right? Plus, you got to find the area of this thing, right? Which is base times height, correct? But then remember the base is going to be the circumference of a circle, which is pi times diameter, right? And the height will just stay the same. So surface area formula is really going to be pi r squared times 2 plus pi times diameter times height. Does that make sense? So you need to definitely make sure that you copy this one down and memorize it, okay? Now for the cylinder, I'm going to go a little bit ahead right here. Area of the base. Area of the base is just pi r squared because there's two circles, right? So 2 times pi r squared. Oh, I'm sorry, area of the base, just pi r squared. There's just one, right? There's a difference here. Times height. That's going to be your volume, okay? So make sure you memorize this for cylinder and this for surface area, okay?
Yeah.
This is a lot. I get it, okay? Okay. Then didn't you say you had another question about
Yeah, it was number.
what number is
It
it?
was number 5.
This one?
Final volume answer.
This one?
Yes.
I don't understand why the heck she even put this question on there because, well, the volume is not an easy question to use. I don't even think she ever gave you the freaking formula for that. I'm like, how the heck is she even picking this? Like, she's been picking the wrong questions. God, this is so frustrating. Anyways, it's okay. We'll figure it out. So what I want you to do right now is I'm gonna pause this. I want you to redo this one. Whoa, hold on a second. Hold on, I screwed this up. Hold on. Let me cut this off. All right. So I'm gonna have you find the surface area of this on your own, okay?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so the third shape that we have here is a pyramid. So let's start off with volume because volume generally is the most easiest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Volume of a pyramid is going to be, what is the volume of anything that we've done so far?
It's area base times height.
Height of the prism, right?
Yeah.
The actual height, right?
Yeah.
But is this pointy or not pointy?
It's pointy.
So pointy, so what do you either do?
I would divide it by 3.
Divide it by 3 or multiply it by 1/3. Do you see that?
Yeah.
That's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Because remember, dividing by 3 is the same thing as 1/3, right?
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the area of the base. What shape is the base?
It's the rectangle square.
Okay, here we go. It is a square. How do you know it's a square?
Because both of the sides have the same length.
Yeah. It's basically the area of a square, which is, what is the formula for area of a square?
Height times diameter.
Oh my gosh, no, that's the circumference of a circle. What's the area of a square? It's just side times side, isn't it? Or length times width. Side times side. So what's your side here? What's the side here?
12 centimeters.
I don't need the centimeter, just 12. So 12 times 12 is?
144.
144. Okay, I'm gonna underline it right there. Then height. What is your height?
My height is 8.
What is this right here?
8.
8. Now either do this and either divide it by 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 144 times 8. Grab your calculator. I don't know how you're gonna do this by hand, but you're gonna have to do the best you can by hand. Hey. Not appropriate on video recording here. No.
384.
Divided by 3?
Yes.
This is centimeters what?
Centimeters squared.
Cubed.
Cubed.
Okay, on the pause the video, you go.
Yeah.
All right, so our next part here is gonna be for surface area. Okay, remember surface area is gonna be the net. So looking at that picture, what do you break down? What is the first one that you have to find the area of?
Yeah.
Square, this is the base, right?
Yeah.
So area of a square is what formula?
Side times side.
Side times side. What is each of these sides?
12.
Perfect, yeah. This right here is 12, this right here is 12, so 12 times 12. Can you see that okay? Which is what?
100.
Good. Now let's talk about the other sides there. What other sides do you have? Yeah, so because this is a square, the triangles are gonna be the same. If it was a rectangle, the triangles would be different. You understand? You have to break it down even further. So since this is the same triangle, how many triangles are there? Four, right? Because if you think about it, the net is, here's what it is. You have this piece, this piece, this piece, this piece, right?
Yeah.
Times 4. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. What is the base? Or what's the area of a triangle? Go back to your notes. You got to remember this, Grayson. You got to have it in the top of your head.
1/2 times base times height.
Okay, 1/2 base times height, right?
Yep.
So 1/2 base times height. We're gonna do, what is your base here? What is your height? Good, because it's not the 8. The 8 is the actual height, right? Because if you look at this triangle right here, and I'm glad you said that because you got to be very careful with it, because if you take a look at this triangle right here, isn't this triangle the same thing as the other 3 triangles? Right, your base here is 12, right? But then your height is right here. This is actually called a slanted height, which your teacher should have told you about. It's a slanted height, and that is 10. Do you see that? 10. So then we're gonna have 1/2, 10, or 12 times 10, right? What's 1/2 of 12?
1/2 of 12 is 6.
What's 6 times 10? 60. So then we're gonna add those two together. Actually, that's not enough. Not 60, because what did I forget? What did I forget? 4. So don't forget that. So when you multiply, what do you get? Plus 144 is? What does that give you?
284.
No. What is it?
Oh.
Sometimes you don't always need to use a calculator. You could just use regular hand math. Do you understand? Centimeters what? Squared, right?
Yeah.
All right, that concludes this. Now, before we do anything else, what were the other questions with the net? You said there were 6 questions. What were the other questions on the net?
It's 2 and B.
2B, and what else?
That's wrong.
That's it.
But that's one question. I thought you said there were 6 questions. 3 questions.
No, 6 questions in total.
Yeah, you said 3 questions was about surface area of the cylinder.
Yeah.
Surface, is that 1 question or 2 questions?
There's 4, 5, and 6 are for surface area and volume, so that's 3 questions.
Yeah, what are the other 3?
Number 1 is for identifying the shape.
A, B, and C, or A and B?
Yes.
Exactly the same?
Yes. 2 is drawing the net.
Okay.
And drawing the figure. 3 is explain why the volume of a prism can be found by taking the area of the base times the height. That one was.
Are your answers similar to what I did?
Yeah.
Are you sure? I want you to read it one more time, okay?
The volume of.
No, you said it was one was this one here, A and B.
Yeah.
So A and B, correct?
Yeah.
That's number one. Okay, what was number two again?
A and B.
For number two?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Both?
Yeah.
And this is number three?
Yeah.
Okay, and then 4 and 5. So really, it was exactly the same as the study guide. Well, that's kind of silly. All right.
It's a hard unit, so I'm actually thankful that.
Yeah, but you need to study this. You need to make sure you have this dialed down. Do you understand? All right, that concludes everything that we have today.